So in the past few years, we've been getting a lot of people relocating here to Union County, but there's been two cities that they've been loving, and it's Elizabeth and Linden, because it's great for those commuters out there.
Guys, and if you're looking for something that is a mix between suburban life and urban life, these might be the cities for you.
And today video, we're going to talk all about the similarities and differences of these two cities.
All right, so let's go. What's up, everyone? My name's Laura. This is Luca. If you are new on our channel, we are the Lestrade team, your relocation experts here in Union County. And tell them when we're dropping videos, Luca.
We're dropping videos every Monday and Friday, and they're going to be something like either like this educational, a map video, or a vlog about Union County. So make sure to subscribe, hit that bell so you're notified every single time you upload a video, because even though we love making videos like this, we are licensed real estate agents in the state of New Jersey. Offer is going to be coming up any second now. Make sure to give us a call. We are the ones answering every single thing coming our way, and want to be the agents for you.
So today in our video, we're going to talk about two major cities that a lot of people relocating definitely look first to move to, and that's Elizabeth and Linden. And the reason a lot of people are relocating to this area, it's because, of course, there are two major cities here. It's a mix of urban and suburban life, unlike the other towns surrounding it. And the proximity to New York is fairly close. So in this video, we're going to discuss of all the differences between the two towns, and then you determine if it's right for you.
And to jump right into it, I think the biggest differences between both towns is the size of it.
Yes.
Elizabeth is going to be
the biggest city in Union
County. And not only that, with it being the biggest cities, you're also going to find a lot of things that maybe Linden might not have. So to give you a reference, even though Linden's only maybe 3 square miles bigger as 11 over Elizabeth being 14, Linden only has 44,000 residents roughly, and Elizabeth has 138,000. So you can definitely notice that it's very more compact in Elizabeth, and you're definitely feeling that, especially in the past few years. There's so many people have been relocating here to Elizabeth. Pretty much everybody's kind of a little tighter. You can definitely notice the similarities from a city like New York City compared to now Elizabeth, especially since only New Yorkers have been coming here.
Right, and I mean, we see that now. There's so many new developments in Elizabeth. It's really becoming a city, and a lot of people are investing in Elizabeth. I mean, there's new developments in Linden too, but not as much as Elizabeth.
And Elizabeth, every block you're seeing new condos going up or multifamilies going up, and it's pretty insane. Being us both raised in Elizabeth, the town has changed so much in the past few years.
So of course we did mention that the commute is obviously one of the reasons people are looking for Linden and Elizabeth. But if you're looking to raise your family, education is something that you're going to want to look for. So to compare Elizabeth and Linden, Elizabeth would have the best schools
by a long shot, especially since Elizabeth has 36 schools in total over Linden on at 11. There's a bunch of different middle schools, high schools, and something I really want to point out is that Elizabeth might be one of the only cities that has a lot of high schools. It has high schools for different reasons, academies for different fields that they might want to look into. For example, as a mechanical academy where people work on cars.
They have an art performance school.
Exactly.
One of the high schools is all academy based. There's one that's a preparatory academy, which they focus on basically preparing your kid solely for college. I know they go on a lot of trips to colleges. So every high school is very different.
And that's going to be a huge difference compared to Linden that only has one high school. So if that's kind of a big thing for you, Elizabeth's going to be the way for you. And you're going to get, like Laura said, the mixture of schools and a good commute. To be a little more specific when it comes to transportation, Elizabeth might have the upper hand as well on this one over Linden, because Elizabeth, you're going to have 3 different form of buses, the 112, 114, 115, that will take you to New York. In addition, you have 2 train stations, the North Elizabeth train station and the Elizabeth train station. And not only that, you're super close to highways. Like the 1 and 9, they'll get you into the Garden State Parkway and then to the Holland Tunnel. And Linden does have the good benefits as well, because it does have buses that go to New York. The only thing is that sometimes you might need to take a few buses in Linden that then take you to Elizabeth, and from there you go to New York. It's a little further to commute, but you get a train that takes you right to New York City as well in Linden. So if you're gonna base it just on commute 100%, nothing else, Elizabeth's gonna have a little bit of better upper hand.
Yeah. I mean, the distance itself is not really much of a difference, right?
It's maybe a few minutes, but it's, a lot of people that are commuting, especially if you're driving, you're gonna probably want Elizabeth over Linden,
Right.
that does change a lot.
Right. Over the years, it's become a little overpopulated.
Yeah.
The commute is a disaster. I know during rush hour.
Right.
I mean, during normal times, it's so much traffic now.
Yeah,
it's a lot of traffic. But for Linden, you're gonna see the same thing if you're going on the 1 and 9.
Right.
That during rush hour is a disaster. It takes you from south to north, the 1 and 9. So I know there's gonna be a lot of traffic there regardless. But if you're going into the city, you'd prefer to be in Elizabeth.
Yeah, 100%. And if you're commuting, I would suggest to take the bus or train. It's going to be a lot easier, a lot faster, a lot less stress.
One of the biggest difference when you go to Linden and Elizabeth is that, in Linden, it's very industrial.
Right.
So you're going to see that. You're going to see the refinery there when you're passing by the 1 and 9. Some people don't like that. I mean, the smell is...
Yeah, sometimes a little
you
rough.
can smell it.
Yeah.
Also, the Merck building is there. So it's very industrialized in contrast to Elizabeth. However, Elizabeth is a bigger city and there's so much more things to do. I mean, even if you go to the downtowns, Elizabeth has way more downtowns.
Yeah.
Linden has one, and it's not the best.
It's not the best, but the way we say it's not the best is because it's not any form of nightlife in Linden.
Right.
All the nightlife you're going to find in probably the Elizabeth downtowns. Like Laura said, there's a few different downtowns in Elizabeth, and each one has a different feel. Right. And even when it comes to different neighborhoods, Elizabeth has a bunch of different neighborhoods too.
Right, yeah, so in Linden, you're not really going to find a big nightlife. I mean, it is a city, but I would say it's a little bit more suburban, and then you'll have the industrial side. And then when you go to Elizabeth, it's way more urbanized. It's such a bigger city. There's a lot of parts that are suburban, so don't worry. If you're not looking for super urban, there's everything in Elizabeth. So in Elizabeth, you're gonna find a lot of downtowns. You're gonna find the nightlife there. I know, for example, Barcode. A lot of people from New York come to Elizabeth just to go to Barcode, right, which is a huge club. And then you're gonna have a lot of things to do. You have the airport, you have the mall, which is one of the biggest outlet malls.
Yeah, people from New York actually there's a bus that goes directly from New York to that mall.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of things to do.
In contrast to Linden, you might have 1 or 2 clubs, lounges, like Central Park, and it's nothing compared to Linden over Elizabeth. And that's kind of why a lot of younger people have been moving to Elizabeth, is for that nightlife. Pretty much every other town will go to Elizabeth to have a little fun, let's say. So that's kind of been one of the huge differences. I think to do in Elizabeth over Linden is so much more.
Right. So yeah, if you want kind of that New York feel in Union County, that's gonna be, the city to go to.
Okay, to get to the best part of the video, we're gonna talk about what the biggest difference between real estate between both cities. And we're noticing that the prices here in Elizabeth are a little bit more than Linden, especially since a lot of people have been coming to Elizabeth first before they seeked out Linden. And I just think that reason is since it got so overpopulated here that people
it's very competitive in Elizabeth. Although so is Linden, but Elizabeth has exploded the market there.
And I also think that in Elizabeth, taxes are just a lot more compared to Linden.
Yeah.
And here in Union County, an average tax for a one-family home is between $8,000 to $10,000. I know coming maybe from other states, unlike New York, it's going to be a lot cheaper, but that's something you definitely have to take into consideration when looking at those monthly payments. The taxes are definitely going to be up there. And not only that, in Elizabeth, there's so many different neighborhoods.
Right.
In Linden, you're also going to find a lot of different neighborhoods, but here, since it's such a big city, there's 5 to 6 different neighborhoods, and maybe 1 block away might be super different.
Right. So it's like a one-stop shop here in Elizabeth.
And that was just kind of a few differences between both cities. They're huge. We could talk about them for hours, but that's kind of a quick rundown of it. If you really want to learn all about Elizabeth or Linden, make sure to give us a call. We are a licensed real estate agent in the state of New Jersey, and we want to be the agent for you. So Stick around, make sure you're subscribed, and we'll see you guys next time.